All right, let's get right into it. What you're about to hear is a pretty merciless lesson on how to demand what you're worth. Because let's be honest, every single day, you're probably leaving money on the table just by being a little too passive. We're going to use the playbook the financial elite use behind closed doors to change that right now. See, this is the core truth they get that most people don't. Society has kind of programmed us to just accept the first offer, to believe the rules are all fixed. But the elite, they know that everything, from your salary to the terms of a multi-million-dollar deal, can be and should be shaped. This is the question that really ought to keep you up at night. The price of your politeness, that fear of confrontation, well, it's tallied up in lost income and missed opportunities. The rest of what we're talking about today is the answer to stopping that bleeding for good. Before you can even think about controlling a deal, you have to control the one person who can absolutely sabotage the whole thing. You. Seriously, mastering your own mindset isn't just a suggestion. It's the non-negotiable first step to winning any negotiation. The elite playbook really starts right here. For starters, they value their time way more than small financial wins. They'll literally pay to buy back their focus. Next, they master their emotions, recognizing that all that pressure is usually just fear of losing the deal in disguise. And here's a big one. Their greatest strength is being genuinely willing to walk away. Finally, they're not thinking about this quarter. Nope, they're operating on a 10-year plan. Now, this slide shows a really fundamental shift in mindset. For most of us, right, money is loaded with emotion, fear, greed, you name it. For the elite, it's just a tool. It's totally neutral. Think of it like a pair of scissors, just used to cut through friction and move a deal forward. It holds no personal power over them at all. Okay, so once you've got your inner game secured, we can move to the next phase. The actionable and, yeah, sometimes ruthless strategies that use right at the negotiation table. This is where psychology really meets strategy. And this right here illustrates a critical rule. Amateurs just burn themselves out arguing over the 80% of tiny, trivial details in a contract. The real leaders, they focus all their energy, all their aggression on that critical 20% of terms that mathematically dictate 80% of the actual profit. Remember this, you're not selling a product, you're solving their biggest problem. The real goal is to figure out the other side's absolute worst-case scenario, their nightmare, and then position your offer as the only possible cure. When you do that, trust me, the price suddenly becomes just a secondary detail. Okay, let's run through a few quick, powerful tactics. First up, be the pioneer. When you're the one who innovates and sets new ways of doing things, you force everyone else to play by your rules. You literally set the terms for the entire industry. Next, you've got to master the long game. The elite know that burning a bridge for a quick profit today is a total rookie move. They prioritize relationships that are going to yield massive returns for years to come, sacrificing that short-term greed for long-term legacy. And finally, obsessive preparation. Never, ever sit down at a table without knowing your numbers and your competitors' numbers inside and out. In that room, meticulously gathered information is the only currency that is truly, absolutely invincible. So this brings us to mastering your own value. This final set of rules is all about creating so much leverage that you've basically won before the negotiation even starts. It's about stacking the deck completely in your favor from the very beginning. So, the elite build power externally. They focus their negotiation energy only on assets that actually generate returns, not liabilities that just drain cash. They protect their patents and trademarks because they know that means millions in passive income down the line. They build a brand so strong it basically pre-sells their turns for them. And they use mentors as a kind of GPS to navigate the minefields, avoiding all the traps that others fall right into. This one is all about the power of the tribe. When a deal is just too big for one person, the elite pool their resources, their capital, and their influence. They use their rich network to tackle huge acquisitions and mergers that would be impossible for any one individual, and in the process, they enrich the entire group. Okay, here's a brilliant kind of counterintuitive tactic. While amateurs are out there buying expensive clothes on credit to fake success, the truly powerful often dress down. Jeans, a t-shirt, it's a strategic move. It disarms their opponents, projects this kind of structural humility that makes them underestimated and far, far more dangerous.
So, all of these rules we've talked about, the inner game, the table tactics, the external leverage, they're all bound together by one final principle. This is the real key to an unbreakable mindset that governs absolutely everything.
And this is the one. This is the ultimate tactic that you have to apply not just to a single deal, but to the entire negotiation for the direction of your life. So pay close attention. And here it is. You have to completely reject the advice to lower your expectations. That is a trap for mediocrity. The elite aim for the impossible. They push their ambitions to such an extreme that even when they're forced to concede, their failure is still a monumental success compared to an average person's biggest goal. That's the word. That's the identity you have to adopt. Not just a negotiator, not just successful, but fundamentally unbreakable. This is the ultimate outcome of mastering these rules. A mindset that cannot be shaken, a will that cannot be bent, and a trajectory that only ever points up.